Essay 8, Implications of Finite Photon Mass. Recently, the AIAS School of Thought has measured the photon mass precisely using the latest and most accurate data from gravitational lensing. The main implication is that the pathology and self-contradiction of massless particle is eliminated from natural philosophy. The corpuscular or quantum theory of light is made self-consistent because the corpuscles or photons have mass. The mass of the photon is now known to be about 10 to the minus 52 kilograms. This is the mass of one photon of energy h bar omega grazing the Sun. More accurately, the Planck distribution of the photon is used. The latest satellite data show that the photon is deflected by about 1.75 plus or minus 0.005 arc seconds. It has been shown that the original attempt to explain this by Einstein in 1916 or 1917 is incorrect. There are at least 4 mistakes in the attempt by Einstein, including one glaring error of trying to use the fixed mass m of the Sun as a variable of calculus. The fact that this was accepted at all is probably due to pathology in science, defined by Langmuir as carelessly repeated dogma without any scholarship. It is a pity that the great Albert Einstein made these mistakes because he himself suggested photon mass in about 1905 or 1906. The major implication of photon mass for unified field theory is that it leaves ECE theory as the only one that we have at present. The existence of photon mass means that the often and repeated use of U1 electromagnetic sector symmetry in unified field theory is incorrect. There is a domino effect because this sector symmetry is also used in electroweak theory, and so the masses of the bosons in electroweak theory are incorrectly estimated. In fact, the confident proclamation of boson masses in the old physics was based on adjustable parameters. I was once told by Lawrence Crowell that the old physics used as many as 17 adjustable parameters and still failed to create a unified field theory. The use of string theory makes matters much worse by the introduction of other adjustable parameters called dimensions for the sake of optimism, funding, and career only. Finite photon mass means that all elementary particles have intrinsic mass. The latter is not magically given to them by the mythical Higgs boson, the most expensive magic in history. The CERN search for the God particle is futile, and countries like Austria are right to try to pull out of CERN. Recently, CERN's funding has been cut in half. The latter is a result of hyper-arrogance. Pathology in science is the party line, doctrine, or creed, the idols of Bacon's cave and of Plato's cave before him. All that has nothing to do with nature. Finite photon mass means that all elementary particles have intrinsic mass. The latter is not magically given to them by the mythical Higgs boson, the most expensive magic in history. The CERN search for the God particle is futile, and countries like Austria are right to try to pull out of CERN. The latter is the result of hyper-arrogance. Pathology in science is the party line. Doctrine or creed, the idols of Bacon's cave and of Plato's cave before him. All that has nothing to do with nature. Photon mass means that light behaves in an entirely different way from the standard model. Notably, there exists the B3 field, the fundamental and longitudinal magnetic flux density of the photon, known as the photomagneton. By now, there exist several B3 type theories. In general, there are four senses of polarization in a four-dimensional spacetime, denoted 0, 1, 2, and 3. The old physics used magic to remove 0 and 3 because these did not fit its idea of zero photon mass. The consequent difficulties were brushed aside. The zero state is time-like and describes the scalar potential. The 3 state is longitudinal. The other states 1 and 2 are transverse. The whole of U1 gauge theory and U1 sector symmetry depended on zero photon mass. Once the latter is properly considered, electromagnetism ceases to be a U1 gauge theory, and the whole of the theory behind CERN collapses like a pack of cards. The B3 theories of many authors mean that electromagnetism is general relativity and part of a unified field theory based on geometry. ECE is the first of such theories based on a type of geometry by Cartan that correctly includes the two fundamentals of torsion and curvature. The inference of ECE theory is that electromagnetism is the torsion or twisting of spacetime. The torsion is based on a type of geometry that must be described by a mathematical object known as the connection. The latter distinguishes the Cartan geometry from the flat spacetime of Minkowski. The spin connection gives a method of extracting electric power from the spacetime around us. More precisely, energy can be transferred to electric devices of all kinds from the energy of spacetime. The latter type of energy is defined by an object known as the Hamiltonian, and that Hamiltonian is defined directly by the geometry in the format of the metric. If one is not mathematically minded, all that need be remembered is that space-time contains energy, and all forms of energy are interconvertible. The ECE theory is defined as one that conserves the Hamiltonian, the total energy and total linear and angular momentum. It is defined also as a theory that conserves charge current density. The spin connection in the Coulomb law, for example, affects all aspects of computational chemistry and molecular dynamics simulation, biochemistry, nanotechnology, and nanomedicine. It is just a matter of using the computer to produce an array of entirely new results.